Let's get into some behavior. So starting small makes a difference. We talked about compounding interest and that concept. So here's my theory about budgeting. Who here has actually done a budget and sticks to it? I'm always impressed. That was like a third of the room. That was pretty good. I really don't like doing that process all the time. It feels like I'm kind of looking at myself in the mirror and criticizing my spending all the time. It's very mentally heavy as a task for me. What I would recommend is doing a budget. There's then the question of what next, right? If you can list out your key expenses you know you need to make, what I find to be the biggest advantage is it'll tell you what you should hypothetically be able to save. So if you know what you're hypothetically able to save, take some smaller number than that, because there's all this unforeseen stuff that probably is in your budget that's hard to list out, right? So take a smaller number than that and automate it on the front end. Save first and spend second. So what I mean by that is I often feel cash poor, because at the end of every month we look like we're just skating by on our checking account. But that's because I know I'm so busy, I'm not going to be great at coming back and revisiting a budget and consciously saving. I'm automating that stuff so that it gets out of sight, out of mind, out of the way, in a place that I don't see it. So we'll get over some of those ideas as well. But it's like, that's, in my opinion, I think that's the easiest way to trick your brain into doing it the right way. And then you end up spending less. My little story here was, so in that first 3 years, I was living in San Francisco, in a 3-bedroom apartment where I was paying $625 a month, so that was pretty sick. That was pretty good. I should have kept that on rent control or something. So that was really good, but I was making 50 grand a year as a consultant, and that 50 grand a year, I felt like the richest guy in town. Like, I mean, I had never had a paycheck like that ever in my life. I mean, that was like 3 grand a month that I had no idea what to do with, right? So I was like, I can just have that forever, I'm good to go. So what was interesting is I'm a very generous person, I found out. Over the first year, I didn't pay attention to money at all, and I'd saved by default a few $100 in the bank or something like that. The next year, I said, okay, I gotta get serious about this. So I started automating savings and scooping out $500 a paycheck. So every paycheck, $500 would go aside. I never missed the money. What I realized is my friends told me I just wasn't buying drinks as often as I used to. So I apparently single-handedly supported the bar scene in San Francisco for like 2 or 3 years. Luckily reined that in. But what was funny is I couldn't believe that $500 a paycheck, so that's $1,000 a month on that kind of income, actually was doable.